Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad bin Muhammad Zukri from SBEH 1. Today I'm going to talk about the factor that affect the value of property. The first factor for residential is location. A strategic location will attract a lot of people to buy the property. Property is located in the city centre and surrounded a lot of facility will attract people to buy the property. So, the value will be high due to the high demand because of the strategic location. The second factor is facility. Properties that provide a lot of publicity, such as malls, school, playground, hospital, and commercial area, will attract people to buy the property. The most publicity provided will affect the value of the property. Besides that, number of population will affect the value of the property. If the number of population in certain area increase, this will result a lot of people to buy the property, such as house, since it's become the necessity to them. Thus, the demand of the property in that particular area will increase. As a result, the value of property also will increase. Next is supply and demand. Supply and demand is an economic factor. The push and pull out of supply demand as a major influence of the value property. If there are high demand for fixed supply, the price of the property will rise as more people attempt to buy. Supply can be increased to splitting large existing structure into several smaller units or building entirely new property. When supply exceeds demand, price will start going to down. The fifth factor that affecting the value of the residential is age and condition. The age of property will be determined by their age and condition. Literally, the new property is higher than the old because the maintenance structure of the new property is strong and the cost of the repair will be diminished. The old building needs a lot of things to do more for immediate sale. Second property is retail. The first factor that affecting the value of the retail is location. The location of the retail will affect the value of the retail. If the location is near all the facilities and neighborhood zoning will increase the value. For instance, if traditional retail property sit in an area dominated by apartment and there is a test of the restaurant to service of the residential area, the value of the retail property could increase as the restaurant compete for the space. The second factor of the retail is job opportunities. For example, Kuala Lumpur is a city with a job opportunities is available. As a result, a lot of people want to have a retail there and increase the demand of the retail. When the supply does not exceed the demand, the value of the retail will increase. The third factor is land use or zoning. When an area is zoned for commercial area, the surrounding area has a higher value due to the demand of the such property will be high. The last factor that affecting the value of the retail is accessibility. Accessibility is a major element of the location. A property with good access will attract people to come to buy the property. Hence, it also increases the property value as a good accessibility of property is increase the demand of the property of the retail. The first factor that affecting the value of the industrial is location. Fundamentally, the property may be situated in three types of location: namely, good, average, and a poor industrial area. The price of the land for the industrial in urban area will be higher than that for rural areas. In the infrastructure, transportation, and water supply be main point to determine the value of the industrial. For some industrial that nearby the facility will up the value of the property. The second factor is physical characteristic. Age, size, and the property design is including in the physical characteristic that affect the value of the property in industrial sector. The study found that the price will fall if the size of building increase. The value will be declined when the increase of the age of the property. A non-industrial design will have lower the value of the building. The third factor is economy. Supply and demand will determine the value of the industrial property. If the industrial land supply exceed of the demand, the value of the property will be reduced. Interest rate also will affect the industrial rate. When the inflation and interest rate rise, it will make the industrial price decline. It occurs when change of the interest rate will affect the industrial development. The last one is government intervention. The government will make the planning policy and development zoning for industrial sector. Government will make the policies such as finance subsidies, tax deduction, low price land. This policy will have impact the value of the property. This can be seen as the government intervention will be increase the productivities to the industrial property and will make the value of the property also increasing. In conclusion, to sum up, there are many factors that affecting the value of the property, such as location, facilities, income, economic factor, quality environment, and so on, to determine the value of the property.